Hi everyone, welcome to this session of Magic Beanstem. Today we're going to be exploring the magic of acids. So a lot of times when you hear about acids, it's in a book, on TV, in the movies, and it's called something scary. But not all acids are like that. There are some weak acids, there are some strong acids. And what we're going to be using today is a weak acid that you encounter all the time, and that is citric acid. So you might recognize the word citric from citrus. And can you think of any citrus fruits? I'll give you a hint. We're going to be using some today. And yes, a lemon is a citrus fruit and it has citric acid in it. Some other citrus fruits are grapefruit, lime, oranges, but today we are using lemon juice. Now there are other ways you can use citric acid. A lot of times people use them when they're making jam at home. So you can actually buy bags of citric acid in the store. So there are two ways you can do this experiment. You can either do it with the lemon juice or you could do it with citric acid, or if you have both, why not both? So I have 4 different colors of water here, and I have put 2 spoonfuls of citric acid in each color. You could play around. The more citric acid there is, the greater the reaction, the more bubbles it'll make. But so if you're not getting a good reaction like you thought you would, try adding more citric acid. Okay, so this is just food coloring in water with citric acid in it. And I'm using a pipette to squeeze the solution onto our base, which is baking soda and Epsom salt. If you have squirt bottles at home, or maybe even squirt guns, you could use those, but I'm using a pipette because I don't have a squirt bottle. Okay, so actually, why don't we start off with just plain old lemon juice, and we can get to the fun stuff after. So what do you think is going to happen when I put the lemon juice, which is an acid, on the baking soda and Epsom salt, which is a base? Let's see. I'm going to put this a little closer. You see that? It's making bubbles, right? The reason it's doing that is because the reaction of the acid and the base is making carbon dioxide gas, which forms into bubbles. To get really sciencey, this is an endothermic reaction, which means the heat from the acid-base reaction is absorbed. So it would actually be a little cool. Okay, so we've seen what it does. You add the acid to the base and it makes bubbles. Now, let's get to the magic part of our magic bean stem. So, I have water with citric acid in it. Do you think it's going to do the same thing as the lemon juice did? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's bubbling up. Okay, let's try the yellow. And now green and blue. So do you see what I made there? We have rainbow bubbles, all thanks to our friend citric acid. So if you have a tray like this, you can play around with it at home. You could try adding some lemon juice, which really gives you bigger bubbles, and then maybe adding some of the color onto the lemon juice bubbles. Or you could just mix it up. You could do squigglies, but just have fun with it. And adults, really all you have to do to clean this up, as long as it has stayed in the tray, which that's a big if, but if it stayed in the tray, all you have to do is put it under the sink run the water over it, and you're all cleaned up. And now, since citric acid is weak and not dangerous in any way, you can just dump that right down the sink. Okay, so that is our magic bean stem experiment with acids and bases. Next time for our magic bean stem, I will be showing you how to make bubble dragons. But until that time, I hope you had fun, and I hope you try this at home. If you do, please leave a comment or show us pictures. I would love to see how you did this at home, and if you did anything different, let me know. All right, I hope you had a really good time, and the keyword for today's experiment for all you Beanstack users is rainbow. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.